Again, this is your YouTube content creator. Okay, mga palangga, welcome back to my YT channel. Again, at your service, I am a singer, a trainer of voice. Now we've done physics lecture, chemistry lecture, biochemistry lecture, physics lecture. But don't worry, we need to go back that after. A series of live streamings and vloggings. So I need to set up first my other phone. Okay, like that. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. Okay, but sorry, this is not applicable to women's topic. This is only applicable for men. Okay, it's gonna be like that. Okay, so as I promised, we need to discuss the epidemiology, the physiology, the anatomy, and the chemistry somewhere along the way in our selected health topic. Okay, so as a recap, what is a health science? Okay, a health science is a branch of medical science that deals with the study of all aspects of health, diseases, and health care. Okay, what is the purpose and objective? Okay, the purpose and objective is to improve and develop our knowledge, okay, and for the technology to be used, and also for the health care. Okay, get the point for the treatment of patients. It's gonna be more on medical science than the shop. Okay, I'm just talking this so that I could relate some chemical reactions for the food substances, the biochemical substances, would it be the macromolecules or the micromolecules, and a little bit of living organisms, but limited. Because I'm not also a biochemist. I'm not a biologist. Okay, so it's limited there, but I can connect somewhere along the way. Okay, get the point mga palangga. And then the anatomy also I need to illustrate. Okay, because anatomy is a branch of biology that deals with the study of the structures or parts by parts, sectional parts by parts of human being, animals, and living organisms also. And then we're going to be touching also physiology, okay, the normal functions of living organisms, humans and animals also as well. And chemistry is a little bit simple, right? What's chemistry? Okay, chemistry is really a branch of pure science that deals with the study of matter and the changes it undergoes, whether it's a physical change or a chemical change. A chemical change basically refers to the chemical reaction involved in various chemical substances. Could it be liquid, solid, and gases? Okay, in the question so far, but somewhere along the way we can connect during our discussion, part by part, linkage, correlation, like that. Okay, kasi may pinaghuhugutan kasi yung mga explanation natin. Okay, now, so this is health science, right? So actually, I feel difficulty in breathing. Nakakaloka. I feel difficulty in breathing. No, it's a joke, but we need to start. So our topic for today is prostrate health. Okay, what is a prostrate health? Okay, so we need to discuss this by a certain flow, FLOW. So the first, we need to have the definition. Oh my gosh, definition. Okay, the introduction and the definition, like that. Okay, it's gonna be the main causes, like that. Okay, you get the point. And we have also the symptoms and signs if you have a benign or a non-malignant prostate cancer. This is for men, ages 40 above, but normally it's usually 60 years old and above. Okay, so symptoms. So all over the world, the percentage of men who died in prostate cancer are already expanding. Okay, because this type of chronic disease is not well discovered by all men all over the world, because this is not really very common. Okay, you get the point? So it's taken for granted, something like that. Okay, there's a lot of causes, like I will be discussing that also. Symptoms and signs, okay, like that. Okay, then we need to draw the anatomy, something like that, okay, and etc., etc., okay. Okay, and then the control measures like that. Okay, the control measures and the solutions, how to prevent and to control this prostate cancer or the benign or the non-malignant prostate enlargement, something like that. Okay, to the point. Okay, so what is a prostate? Okay. Okay, before anything else, we need to draw the anatomy. Okay? Now, let's do the definition first. Okay, the prostate really produces white fluid that will wash out and clean semen. Okay, the semen is a form of a sperm cell by male reproductive hormone, something like that. Okay, to the point, the white fluid, something like, and it can be released during masturbation and ejaculation of a man. Okay, and it is a normal process for all men all over the world. Okay, that's gonna be prostate. So what's the purpose for this? Upon cleaning the semens like that, this can nurture and care and protect the sperm cell fertility and quality. Meaning to say, it will keep the health of our sperm cell. Something like that. Okay, so this is a prostate. Okay, 30% of this are the semen really, and the other will go to the androgen for to be used in another synthesis of chemical reactions that goes into the cholesterol like that. Okay, the point is going to be like that, or to the fats, or to other macromolecules in the DNA like that. So only 30% will be a part of this semen, something like that. Okay. And then, mga kakapatid, we need only human being, specifically men, will only produce 7 milligram, okay, of testosterone. Wow. Testosterone is the male sex hormone, okay, that is very, very important for our prostate gland, something like that. Okay, so that we can have a healthy prostate, a healthy sperm cell, and a healthy ejaculation style. You get the point? I'll just use the word ejaculation because, the other word sounds like, off, but it's really basically the same. Okay? You get the point? Like that. Okay, that's the prostate. You get the point? Now, so what are the main causes for this? We go to the main causes. There's a lot for this, for this prostate cancer. Actually, guys, it's not only prostate cancer. We have also another diseases for this. Okay, due to the testosterone level, whether it is high or low. Okay, you get the point. But in here, we mainly discuss the prostate cancer. Okay. But before that, we need to draw the anatomy. Here it goes. This is gonna be like this. Oh my gosh, nakakaloka. So this is a side view. Okay, like this. Oh my gosh. Okay, what's happening? Okay, let's need to be scientific. Okay, get the point. And this is our, we have here the scrotum, like the scrotum. Okay, the outer layer of your testicles. Like that. So this is the testicles, the 2 eggs of a man. Okay? And then it will produce the testes, the male reproductive organ, or the gonads. You get the point? That is this. Okay? This is this. And then this is testicles. Ganon. Okay, like this. And then we have here the bladder, okay, like this. The bladder in regulating the flow of our urine. Okay, it's in here, bladder. Okay, like that. Okay, something like that. And here we have our rectum. Here, somewhere here. Okay, somewhere here, our rectum, like that. This is just only a rough, okay, illustration, not perfectly exact. Okay, because this is only fine arts, meaning no measurement, something like that. So it's only a rough drawing or illustration. It's gonna be the rectum here. Okay, rectum. Okay. As you can see, the rectum and the bladder is very near. If your bladder will be affected due to the high presence of, for example, salts, okay, electrolytes, okay, and uric acid, urea, or different types of substances, then your rectum also will be affected. Okay, you found difficulty in removing your waste, something like this. There is a hole here, which is the anus. Okay, in the bottom part of your rectum, something like that. Okay, now here we have like a tube. Okay, the pathway going to your here in your prostrate here. Okay, like that. The prostrate is just like a size of a vein that's connected at the bottom part of your bladder. So if if your bladder will be affected, your prostrate also will be affected. Okay, if this will become congested, it will become, inflamed, okay, damaged, then your urethra also will become damaged, so the urine cannot go out into your penis. This is the penis. P-N-I-S. Okay? Let's be scientific like that. And this is a part of our body then to mention. Okay? Like that. So this is the prostrate here. Okay, and this is the urethra. Urethra is a tube in which the urine flows, and it will come out the urine here as a liquid waste. Okay, like that. With the point. And somewhere along also the way here, we have also the seminal vesicles here. Okay, very near to your prostate. And there's also a tube going here to your testicles. Ganon. And this is the vas deferens. Okay, vas deferens. Okay, and then we have also here like a one egg, but not an egg. The color is this is the the pelvic region, something like that. Okay, you get the point. It's gonna be the external part will be the penis, the testicle, the two eggs, the scrotum, the outer layer of your testicle, and you have the bladder that's in here, the top portion of your prostrate. So prostrate is very small. Okay, something like that, and we have the vas deferens, a tube going to your testicle. The anus is the bottom hole of your rectum, something like that. The pelvic region very near to your prostrate, something like that. It's gonna be the prostrate illustration or the neighboring organ parts, something like that. You get the point? It's gonna be like that. So the anatomy is not very clear, but it's self-explanatory, right? You get the point. It's gonna be like that. Any questions so far? But I forgot to buy a drawing to illustrate really the good drawing, like a pictorial, and I forgot also to print something like that. But it's very expensive to print. Also, it's very expensive to buy also. So to do the vlogging without expenses, then you have to do this like this, right? You get the point. So this is the anatomy. Okay. Now we go to the main causes of, oh my gosh, wala na akong ano. Okay. You get the point, mga palangga? Okay. Wait a while. So I need to, okay, going back. I mean, it's anatomy. Okay. Structure or parts, something like that. Okay, so you can watch my live streaming because this is a little bit important. Okay, it's gonna be like a for men. Okay, now we go to what of prostate cancer. Okay, by the way, before touching the main causes, we need to educate you. Wow, we need to educate you that we are not only having the prostate cancer, but we also have the other diseases such as the hypogonadism, o diba? Like the functional testosterone deficiency, or the FTD. Okay, So that's gonna be doing like this. We have the diseases. We're not touching now the epidemiology. Okay, diseases. Okay, like that. So it's gonna be prostate cancer. Okay. Prostate cancer can be subdivided into two, like that, the enlargement. Okay, the enlargement of your prostate. Okay, like that. And this is called the, okay, the cancer itself. And we have also the enlargement that is a benign. Okay, prostate. Meaning to say, both are enlargement, but the other one is benign and the other one is not benign. Meaning malignant, malignant and non-malignant for benign. So this is BPH. Okay, BPH, mga palangga kung hitad. Okay, you get the point. So BPH, and we have also the prostate cancer enlargement here. Okay, you got the point. Okay, so BPH stands for benign. Okay, okay, you got the point mga palangga kung hitad. And this one is prostatic. Prostatic hyperplasia. O, diba? Okay, benign prostatic hyperplasia is BPH. The test that we'll do is the PSA, something like that, okay? And then also there's enlargement of the prostate, which is the prostate cancer, is malignant. Meaning to say that benign is non-malignant. Okay, non-malignant meaning not active, okay, not dangerous, because it will not develop into a certain tumor, T-U-M-O-R. So that will become a problem, okay? But this BPH is not a problem, but we need to be extra careful. Also, maybe it will be developed somewhere also to become a malignant. So the case is like that sometimes, and you should not be taking for granted. Sometimes will be both. Sometimes will be this malignant only, and sometimes benign. Sometimes both. Sometimes one of the types. So the problem is the multiple problem. Okay, the other parts will be malignant, the other parts are not. But that is rare case lang. But usually one only will occur, either malignant or non-malignant, because it is worst case na talaga siya. Okay, you get the point? So muna siya ang prostate cancer. And then we have the hypogonadism. Okay, hypogonadism. Okay, like that. So meaning to say, the production of your testosterone is very low in level. Testosterone. Low level because the word hypo stands for lower level of testosterone. So who will produce this testosterone? Of course, it is the testicles. The testes specifically. Okay? So the testosterone is the male sex hormone. So if you lack of this male sex hormone, then you'll be able to have a disease called hypergonadism. Okay? Like that. And then also the other one will be the, okay, the FPH. Okay? Like that. You get the point? You get the mga palangga kung hitad. Okay? Functional testosterone deficiency. Functional testosterone deficiency, or the FTD. Charot. Okay? Ganun lang. Okay? So what are the diseases? Prostate cancer could either be benign, okay, non-malignant or malignant. Both are enlargement of your prostate. And then we have the hypogonadism, lack of or less of your testosterone level or concentration of your testosterone level. And we have also the functional testosterone deficiency, something like that. Okay. Okay, now, when can a prostate can occur? Okay. When? In what situation that a prostate can occur? It will occur if the prostate cells begin to grow out of control. Meaning it cannot be controlled already. So, because enlargement. Okay? So, meaning to say pala, if we try to analyze, prostate cancer is due to high level of testosterone. Okay? And then hypogonadism and the FTD, the functional testosterone deficiency, are due to the low testosterone level. Something like that. You get the point, mga palangga? So it's gonna be like that. Okay. Okay, now go back to the main causes. Okay, what are the main causes? First, we have to list. Number one is a family history, something like that. Okay, family history. It has to do something with a hereditary trait, the genetic factor, something like that. Okay, so number two, we have the obesity. Okay, the obesity. Number three, diabetic, something like that. You get the point. Number four is the lifestyle. Okay, you get the point mga palangga kung hitad. Number five, we have the aging. So this is common, the aging. As you grow older, 50 years old and above. Okay, not too much with 40 years old and below. Okay, have also, but usually benign prostate cancer, not the malignant. Okay, or not the active. Okay, we have the aging. Okay, what else? The genes. Okay, the gene cells changes. Ganon. Okay, got the point mga palangga kung hitad. Okay? Like that. The hormonal changes. Okay, the hormonal changes also. In hormonal changes, these are the reasons of higher testosterone, okay, and lower testosterone. Okay. If the question will say, mga palangga kung hitad, if the question will say, okay, what are the main cause of prostate cancer? Your answer will be hormonal changes. Could it be higher in testosterone level and lower in testosterone level, something like that? You get the point? Because testosterone is the male sex hormone. Okay, like that. Notice also when you do the ejaculation, it's on your head also will become painful because it is connected to our brain cells, the coordinating and the communication functions between the male sex hormones, because hormones are chemical messengers communicating to our brain. Something we have symptoms already, then we can headache and then like that, very painful to ejaculate, something like that. Okay, sorry. Okay, it's gonna be like that. Okay, number 8, we have the Brca1 and Brca2, like this. This is gonna be the, okay, the hereditary mutated versions of your breast, okay, breast cancer, something like that. Okay, if you have the breast cancers, both men and women, not only for the women, but common for the women for the breast cancer, but for men have also, but very, very little percentage. Okay, but this will also trigger your prostate cancer. Okay, that's why Brca1, meaning breast cancer. Okay, Brca2, breast cancer level 2. Okay, ganon. Okay, you get the point. So, ano mo focus sa 6 and 7? Okay, you get the point, 6 and 7. Because this is not, family history, just little bit of percentage lang siya, like that. And also the lifestyle. Okay, lifestyle, gene cell changes, okay, something like that, okay, and the hormonal changes, something like that. You get the point mga palangga kung hitad. Okay, like that. So let's explain first the hormonal changes. Okay, now, testosterone is really the one that is responsible for the prostate cancer. Okay, now, so it has to do something also with cholesterol. Meaning to say, if you have high level of cholesterol, chances you have also high level of testosterone. You get the point? So, it's gonna be the case like that because it's hormonal. Okay? So, where does this cholesterol comes from? Okay? So, we need to go back with the macromolecules in chemistry. What are those macromolecules? Let's review. Let's link that there. Okay? So for example, if you have the fats, the carbohydrates, the nucleic acids, the protein, the amino acids, like that, it's come from the fats or the lipids. Okay. Get the point? I will erase this. This one. Let's take a look on lifestyle, gene cell changes, and hormonal changes. Okay? Ganon. Okay. So, lifestyle. What is lifestyle really? Okay. If your lifestyle, for example, is you don't ejaculate frequently, and you also ejaculate very frequent, so it shouldn't be like that. It should be average. Okay, that's part of your lifestyle, how you do it. Okay, your ejaculation methodology and ejaculation style, something like that. It's gonna be like that only. Okay, and then for the gene cells changes like that. Okay, let's explain. Gene cells changes. Okay, like that. Okay, in normal cells mga palangga. Okay, in normal cells. Okay, in normal cells, this testosterone, okay, what's the function? Okay, in normal cells, okay, in normal cells, this gene, okay, will help make protein. Okay, will help make protein, Okay, I'll just write, but not very good writing, right? Very fast. Okay, to repair the damaged DNA. Okay, like that. Okay, so the testosterone in normal cells, these genes will help make protein to repair the damaged DNA. So this is the function. Okay, that's why if we have DNA testing, it's usually measured by the semen or the sperm cell of a man because of this definition. Again, in normal cells, okay, this testosterone, the gene found there will help make a protein to repair the changes, the damage of the DNA. So that is dependent with your sperm. So that's why it's a DNA test that matters a lot. Who is the owner of the infant or that baby? Because of this function, gene cells changes. Okay, now, since testosterone also will be mutated, mutated? It will exist in various forms, just like a virus, mutated a million times, a trillion times. There are a lot of versions. Okay, like that. And that, for example, if it is a song, another version 1, version 2, different styles like that. And it will become mutated and propagated in different characteristics. So in a mutated version of this testosterone, okay, the genes, okay, will lead to abnormal growth of your cell. Abnormal growth of your prostate cells. So if this is now an abnormal growth, chance is prostate cancer will be happening. Okay? So it's okay if it's only a normal, but in a mutated version, problem with your gene cells because it will start to have or to activate to an abnormal growth of your prostate cells, something like that. Okay. Then since we know that we have dormant, actually our body composed of dormant cancer cells that is not alive. It will just be triggered to something if we will eat more of this, less of that, and if there are living organisms penetrated into our body, and that's the time it will be activated into becoming an active cancer cells. You get the point? That's why we have a dead cells, something like that. You get the point? So because basically we have a dormant cancer cells already in our body. All parts of our body. It will just be activated if the appropriate and a certain levels of nutrients will be above, will be less, hyper, hypo, and then it will be accumulated for how many years, then it will develop a disease, acute disease first, and then after 5 years, 6 years, then it will become an acute disease, chronic diseases, and it will develop a cancer. Okay, you get the point? So, meaning to say, there are two types of cells, the normal cells and the cancer cells. Okay, so the cancer cells, what is bad if it will be activated? Okay, due to your lifestyle, too much eating of this food that can create diseases to you, something like that. Get the point? Ganon. Okay, the active cells and the dormant cells also. Okay, active cell is the normal cell. Dormant cell is the cancer cell. Okay? Meaning to say dormant, just like you have a loan, personal loan, and you never pay that for how many years, it will become dormant and inactive. Then it will be removed from the system of the banking, something like that, due to the 10 years has been reached. Okay, there's a law for that, and it will be eliminated. Okay, something that's dormancy, something it's not active anymore. Okay, you get the point, like that. So that is for the germ cells changes. Okay, you get the point. And now for the hormonal changes. Okay. This is a long discussion talaga, guys. But I stick first for the prostrate, okay? Because there's also interconnection with the other parts. Something like that. Okay, guys? Ay, nakakaloka. Okay? Nakakaloka, di ba? Okay, now. Okay, let's touch for the hormonal changes. Okay, hormonal changes. For example, if you are a woman and you want to become a man, then you need to take a steroid. Okay? You get the point? Anabolic steroid for male, which is the male sex hormone, in a form of a tablet, multivitamin, capsule, or anything. So that your hormones will change into a character or a behavior of being a man, including your sound of your voice, something like with hormonal changes. Okay, you get the point. It has to do something for that also. Because our larynx, the voice will change also because of the tissues and the cells like that. Because hormones also, managing of hormones, it talks about also the changes of the growth of our tissues, cells, like that, metabolism, and blah, blah, blah. So it can alter, right? You get the point? It will take hormonal medicines to become a man and vice versa to become a woman. Okay, hormonal changes. Okay, something like that. So that's why we have trans man and trans woman because of this topic, something like that. And it's easy for them to create a steroid hormones like that. Okay? You get the point, mga palangga. So it's all started with a fat or a lipid family known as the cholesterol. Okay? And this is now the chemistry. Okay? You get the point? Or the organic chemistry, by the way. So if you have the fat and the lipid, okay, something like that. So this is an example of the cholesterol. What is the function of it? I'll touch because it's connected to the testosterone so that we can produce testosterone, right? You get the point? So it's related. Okay? So cholesterol, okay, what is the formula of cholesterol? 27 atoms of carbon, 46 atoms of hydrogen, and there's a single oxygen. In here alone, guys, there's an unpaired oxygen atom and paired oxygen atom. I discussed the chemistry with regards to the anatomy and the physiology. Okay? Like that. And also the epidemiology, right? Okay. So unpaired oxygen. Okay? Because only one single is not paired. You get the point? So meaning to say this cholesterol is very unstable. You get the point? Because the oxygen is not balanced. He needs to be activated always and try to move in the epithelial cells of our blood vessels. Wow. Epithelial meaning the inner layer of our blood vessels. And then he will keep reacting to other organic substances like that because unstable. Okay. Partly hydrophobic and partly hydrophilic. Okay, hydrophobic, it reacts with the water, soluble to water, and hydrophilic, it will never dissolve to water. That's why it's not easy to remove cholesterol because of the, two characteristics. It's not purely hydrophilic. It's not soluble. The other part is soluble. The other one is not soluble. Hydrophilic and hydrophilic. Review that also in chemistry. Okay? It's gonna be the tail is the hydrophilic, tail of the cholesterol. Okay? Like that. Okay, that's why the symbol of a sperm, just like also like this, there's a tail, there's a head. Just because of this principle also, there's a hydrophilic characteristic and hydrophobic characteristic. The head is more on the unsoluble or insoluble or hydrophobic. Okay, so like that. Okay, so take note from the formula, 27 atoms of carbon, 46 atoms of hydrogen, and oxygen is 1 only. Okay, and this is for the cholesterol level. You get the point? So cholesterol level classified into LDL and HDL. Low density lipoprotein and high density lipoprotein. This low density lipoprotein is very dangerous compared to high density lipoprotein. At least we have a good level of high density lipoprotein to stabilize the presence of low density lipoprotein, because this low density lipoprotein is the main cause of your higher increased level of your cholesterol. Okay, because if the doctor say cholesterol, what we mean there is the negative cholesterol or the bad low density lipoprotein. Okay, but these are all cholesterol generally. If you try to be specific and highly technical, something like that. You got the point? So, unbalanced siya. Okay, so this testosterone, okay, is coming from the cholesterol. Meaning, cholesterol is a precursor. Okay, precursor, the raw material to produce your testosterone, which is carbon, 19 atoms of carbon, okay, like that, and 28 atoms of hydrogen. Now, it's stable already. We have 2 atoms of oxygen. See? The raw material is cholesterol, basically the fats, and it will become stable at the end of the day, which is our testosterone. And we have that every second in our body, the testosterone. Okay? That triggers the levels of our sperm cell. Something like that. You got the point? And this is the formula. So basically, this is the formula of our sperm cell. 19 atoms of carbon, 28 atoms of hydrogen, and 2 atoms of oxygen. So basically also, the sperm cell, the semen, and the testosterone is not entirely, it's not entirely full of bacteria or, let's say, bad because of this presence. Imagine there are 19 atoms of carbon, okay, and there's also oxygen, so it's necessary for human being to survive. So meaning to say, if you don't have level of testosterone, then you will also die. Okay, just like a woman, if there's not enough of estrogen. Estrogen is the female sex hormone, and then it can create in the ovary, and then it can produce an egg cell if it is fertilized in combination with a sperm cell, something like that, and it will produce an egg, and it will produce a baby in the ovary, in the uterus, something like that. Not assuming really, the chromosomes, the 23 pairs of chromosomes, it will become 46 chromosomes to stabilize the XY, X and X level of, if it is a boy, a girl, something like, okay, the XY and XY chromosomes, right? Okay, so it's this basically related to here. Okay, now, so this cholesterol is coming also from fats. So meaning to say, we don't produce sperm cell if we don't eat carbohydrates, if we don't eat meat, if we don't eat oily substances also. Imagine that's directly related. So the more you eat meaty substances, full of carbohydrates, like that, oily substances, whatever, the more you have also sperm cell. Because that is the raw material of your cholesterol also, prior to testosterone. So this interconnected, right? So it's amazing. So let's say the fats is here. So the fats really is the component of your cell membrane. Imagine if you don't eat carbohydrates. Carbohydrates will convert also into fats. I cannot explain that in detail because our topic is prostate. It's not organic chemistry. I can show you how the carbohydrates will have a version, or will mutate, will change, will transform into a fat. Okay, but let's focus with the general explanation only, not the technical and organic chemistry. So we have the fats here is the main component of our cell membrane. Okay, imagine if we have the fats and then our cells in our, the outer layer of our vital organs also will not become strong, will not become rigid. will not become flexible to regulate substances, what's coming in, what's coming out. So that's the purpose of fats. It's very necessary. The only bad only if it is too much. Okay, if it is exact and an appropriate level, then it's good because it's the major component of our cell membrane, right? It's gonna be like that. So you get the point, mga palangga kong it's gonna be like that. So I need to draw the structure, okay? And this is now the anatomy of the substance, not the anatomy of the parts of the body. So I need to draw the organic chemical formula of a testosterone first. So which is more heavier, a testosterone or a cholesterol? So what is the concept of molecular weight? Balik na sa chemistry. Okay, it's just only the molecular weight. So klaro kayo na mas taas ang higher molecular weight ang cholesterol because it contains 27 atoms of carbon already. Okay, if you know the carbon atoms mga palangga, then you don't have to worry about hydrogen. It will just dependent during the molecular structure, writing of the molecular structure. Okay, so if you want to memorize, it's also good to memorize completely, but if you understand already the number of carbon atoms, automatically the oxygen and hydrogen will be troubleshooted already, okay, in organic chemistry by the formulas. Okay, double band, okay, triple band, single band, something like that. Okay, so the cholesterol is here. Of course, that is the raw material. Okay, you get the point? Like that. Okay. So that is for the hormonal changes. So if we put that into statement, we will say the fats, okay, the fats is the raw material to stimulate the production of several hormones, not limited only to other hormones as well. Okay, several hormones and testosterone specifically. And this testosterone, sorry, okay, it will speed up the growth, okay, the growth of that cancer cells. The prostate cells, sorry. Prostate cells lang, kaya ang cancer cells, kung mag-grow na siya, bad naman siya. So it's gonna be the prostate cells lang siya. Okay, speed up the growth of the prostate cells. Okay, like that. Since it will grow, the prostate cells, and then the levels of testosterone will be higher now, so that's the time it can stimulate meaning enhance, increase, okay, like that, intensify, grow, something like that. It will stimulate the dormant prostate, okay, cancer cells to be activated. Okay, meaning to say, high level of testosterone is the main cause of prostate enlargement. That is the prostate cancer. Okay? Though we have also the BPH, but the prostate cancer really is the bad thing, chronic disease. Okay, you get the point. Mo na siya hormonal is the main cause. Hormonal, gene cells changes like that. Okay, and the other one is lifestyle. You get the points. That's the main causes of prostate cancer. And then for the low levels of testosterone, okay, it's very understandable, right? Okay, and nasa sa low levels of testosterone because that was a high level of testosterone. Okay, like that. So if the question in the future will say, what is the main cause of a prostate cancer, whether BPH or the prostate cancer, malignant or non-malignant? Your answer will be high levels of testosterone. Okay, the reverse will also say like this. What are the main causes of hypogonadism? Okay, and the functional testosterone deficiencies. It's another thing, low levels of your testosterone. So both are bad, the high, the hyper, and the hypo. Okay, like that, so it should be average. Okay, so for the hypo, the lower levels of testosterone is a male sex hormone. Okay, the largest percentage of your sperm cell. Okay, something like so. For example, if somebody will ask you, what is the formula of your sperm cell? You can answer now because I teach you. Okay, the formula of a sperm cell is 19 atoms of carbon, 28 atoms of hydrogen, and 2 atoms of oxygen. And I thank you. Ganon. So it's very easy for you to say the chemical formula of the sperm cell. Okay, because not are aware for this. Only the biochemist, the chemical engineer, the nutritionist, the Bachelor of Science in Medicines or healthcare professionals may know the formula of this sperm cell, testosterone. But the others who are not taking science-related course, they don't have an idea. Something like that. Except those people who love research, daily, ala tool. Okay. Now, going back. So, low levels of testosterone. Ganon. Nakakaloka. Okay? Causes pa ta guys ha? Later we will be touching the symptoms and the signs. And later we go to the control measures. What are the food substances to be taken to eliminate this prostate cancer or these diseases driven by the low levels of testosterone and high levels of testosterone. A lot also for that. And that's already epidemiology. Okay? Wait for that also. In another continuation part 2. Okay? Something like that. Okay, na part 2 talaga, June? Yes. Nakakaloka. Okay. Low levels of testosterone. Ganon. Okay. Then, actually, guys, before we touch this testosterone, no, we need also to draw the flow chart, the source until it will become a testosterone. But later, I will discuss that. Okay. Actually, this is a very long story. Okay. When I do the research, okay. By the way, guys, if you want to double check and cross-examine the references, I have here, okay, Friedmore, chemistry general lecture from Friedmore. Okay. Number 2, Harvard University Public School of Health. These are the sources. Number 2, All Health Go Vlog. Number 3, GJ Medicine Vlog. Number 3, University of Michigan. Number 3, Wikipedia. Number 4, southernmedical.com Australia. Something like that. These are my sources. Okay, if you want to cross-examine, verify, and double-check, you can go there. Disclaimer. As I told you, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a licensed chemical engineer. I cannot really relate to the technical, deeper terms and quantitatively explain for the deeper terminologies with regards to medical terms, especially for the part of treatment of the diseases, controls. I can only touch a little bit or average or simple like that, okay? To give you an idea also as a guidance, okay? So these are my sources. I have 8 sources. If you want to validate, then go for it, okay? Something like that. So you can say there's also chemistry, right? Because we need to touch a little bit of organic chemistry here. Okay, so low levels of testosterone. What's this all about? Diba? One na siyang FTD. So functional testosterone deficiency. Okay, and then we have also the hypogonadism. Wow. The word here is the gonad. Okay, the gonad is the reproductive male organ or the testes. Okay, something like responsible in producing the androgen and the testosterone, binding androgen. Okay, this binding androgen molecules will also trigger the stability and the maturity and the fertility of your testosterone. So there's a little bit of a mixture, a percentage to trigger the development of your testosterone level in a male reproductive organ, something like that. Okay. Now this is hypogonadism. O, diba? Okay. Ganon. Okay. So, like that. So these are the low levels of testosterone. The reverse of the enlargement, ha? Okay. Enlargement of the prostrate. This is the reduction of the levels of testosterone. Not necessarily if there's a reduction, the prostrate also will become less in size. It's not like that. It's only the reduction of testosterone. Okay? To cause inflammation, damage. It's not mentioned there in my source that if you have a low levels of testosterone, the prostate also will become lesser in size. No, it's not. But sure, the prostate cancer is enlargement exclusively. Okay? So we need to say, if prostate cancer, okay, technically, the prostate will be in larger amount or quantity or capacity or in larger size. Right? Nakakaloka. Or larger in size. That's an enlargement, di ba? Okay, it's gonna be like that. So it's gonna be like the hypogonadism and FTD. Now, there's also causes why we have a low levels of testosterone that will result to these diseases. Okay, what are those? We have also primary. Okay, primary, and we have also the secondary. You get the point? The secondary. What are the primary for this? Okay. This is a long story, guys, right? For the primary, really, guys, okay, there is an inadequate or insufficient, okay, testosterone produced. There is an inadequate, let's say, insufficient na lang siya. Insufficient quantity of testosterone produced by the testicles, because the testicles are responsible for this. Okay, by the testicles, something like that. Okay, and then number 2, the luteinizing hormone. See, this is a technical term, right? The luteinizing hormone LH. What do you mean by luteinizing hormone, Sir Sotero? Nakakaloka naman ito. Luteinizing hormone LH. Okay, it is the development of the reproductive tissues, reproductive cells, reproductive organ, or reproductive characteristics of a man. Something like that. All about reproductive. You get the point. And then the women also have the LH. Okay, play an important role in the menstrual cycle regulation for a woman. And then also triggers the production of the egg cell in the ovary. Okay, you get the point, after meeting the haploid cells, nakakaloka, okay, to produce the fertilized egg known as a zygote. Something like that. You get the point? Ganon. So I don't have to touch that because it's, biology. Okay, so this luteinizing hormone, that is the function. The LH are insufficient, but here, the LH of a man. Okay, not the women. Okay, the LH are not sufficient. Okay, like that. So you will be shocked, luteinizing, but the root term there is lutein. You get the point? Lutein, good for eyesight. Meaning this means also reproductive cells, like that. Because lutein is for the eyes, then it will be applicable also to the reproductive, something like that, right? Are not sufficient, okay, to stimulate the testicles, because it is the testicles who will produce, right? Testicles that will produce a testosterone. Okay? Meaning to say, low levels ng testosterone because your LH are not adequate enough. Luteinizing hormone. And the other reason also, there is insufficient quantity of your, testosterone produced in the testicles directly. Not necessarily the luteinizing hormone. Okay? And the first secondary cause why we have a low levels of testosterone to have this disease are, okay, what are those? Nakakaloka. So we have the sleep anopia. Di ba nakakaloka? Anopia. Okay? Sleep anopia. Anopia, di ba? Ganun siya. Okay, and then we have also hemochromatosis. Okay, hemochromatosis. Okay? Sleep hemochromatosis. What's sleep anopia? For example, guys, you will develop this. If, for example, if you're going to sleep, and then if you're going to sleep, and then you stops and starts your breathing, something like that immediately while you are sleeping. Something like that. And then body you can sleep immediately. But in this case, you can feel it. Because the normal sleeping, you can never feel it. Right? That's why it's called sleep anopia. Meaning, abnormal. Okay? Abnormal sleeping pattern cycle. Something like that. You get the point? So, yung anak siya, guys, mga palagakungitan, ha? Okay? So, what else? The hemochromatosis. Okay, like this. What's hemochromatosis? Okay, this is regarding to the hereditary disorders. Hereditary meaning genes from your family history, hereditary traits of hereditary disorders in which the salts will deposit into the tissues. And then liver damage. Oh my gosh. Liver damage. Nakaloka. And then discoloration of your skin. If you are white, your skin will become brownish, like that, or jaundice, yellowish, discoloration of your skin. And then diabetes mellitus due to higher levels of sugar content in your body. Imagine that is the triggers hemochromatosis is the first. I can say also, what is the cause, one of the causes of diabetes mellitus or type 2 diabetes? You can also answer hemochromatosis, right? You get the point, or the liver damage or cancer of the liver or the cirrhosis. You can also, it could be triggered by hemochromatosis also. Meaning, if you eat salty foods too much, that will become a problem. Because this is hereditary traits, okay, in which there are so many salts deposited in your tissues, meaning it means it's above normal already. Okay, salts. What I mean, salts are not sugar. Okay. And then it can cause liver damage. Imagine, makakausa ng liver damage ang excess salts in our food. You get the point? And the diabetes, see, diabetes mellitus also, even though that is sugar, it's related also to salts because some salts will be converted to sugars during chemical reaction, decomposition, synthesis, like that, whatever. And the sugar will become also a salt somewhere along the way. Chemical reaction, so many things can be produced. You will be shocked. From alkaline, it will become acidic, like that, and you can never expect what to produce in a certain product unless you will analyze that very well in the laboratory experimentation in your analysis tests, something like that. Okay, discoloration of your skin. Discoloration of your skin is very, obvious through observation only in our eyes. That's why, see, I will say liver damage. And liver damage also sometimes can be triggered by hepatitis. It's gonna be, I'm not really sure as long as hepatitis, right? So the color of your skin will change into a yellowish. That's jaundice. Okay, yellowish of your lips, yellowish of your skin. Since it's there also discoloration of your skin, so it's related to liver damage also. So it's connected, right? You get the point. So that's the secondary causes of your low levels of testosterone. Nakakaloka. Diba, mga palangga kong hitag. Okay, that's gonna be like that. Okay. So, any questions so far for this? Nothing? Okay. And that's the causes. And I will be coming back for the, I will be coming back to the symptoms and signs of having a prostate cancer, whether it is a malignant or non-malignant. And then we go to the epidemiology, the disease controls and disease prevention. What are the food to eat? What are the control measures to establish, to be avoided that to men when they reached usually 50 years old and above? Because as you grow aging, okay, your cholesterol will also drop. Something like that. Okay, unless you eat too much of fatty substances, carbohydrates. What I mean under normal circumstances in aging. Okay, you got the point? So you normally, everything will drop na siya, guys. For example, your nutrients will drop, your what do you say, collagen protein will drop. It is a protein that will help to build the structures of our body, parts by parts, to become stronger. Okay? That's why protein is the building block of life. Just like making a building, the cement is the building block, the concrete. It's also the function the same as your protein. Okay, if you make a building, then the protein there is the concrete block to make it strong, particularly the foundation. The same story also with the human being. Our building block of life is the protein. If the protein, which is specifically known as the collagen, drop, so something wrong with other hormones, everything will be declining including your energy, the way you think. So your memory fails also. Okay, when you got aging. Your voice cannot sound very well also. You get the point? Ganon. Your hair will be losing already because the hair needs also the protein known as keratin. Okay? Keratin protein is responsible in the growth of your hair, the growth of your nails, kuko, something like that. Okay? And then the development of the growth of your skin development and rigidity. That's why you have fungus infections, kanang katul ka imong skin because you are lack of keratin protein for that. And also if your hair will be lost, you are also lack of keratin protein. And then if your nails also are easily done, the nails, this one, you also lack of keratin protein. So basically it comes from collagen protein, which is the main source of all proteins in our body as a building block of life. Something like that. So later I will be discussing also the signs and symptoms and epidemiology. Something like that. Okay, any questions so far for that? Nakakaloka, di ba? Okay, and I need also to illustrate the flow chart. Where can we obtain testosterone? Something like that. What's like the connection for that? Nakakaloka. Okay, for the other vital organs, ganon. Di ba? Say special. Okay, so you get the point. Any questions so far for this particular blood health science, prostrate health for men only? Okay, you get the point mga palangga kong hitad. Okay, so like that. So you can basically say pala mga palangga that okay, sperm cell is equal to androgen plus testosterone. So it will become a sperm cell. So majority of that percentage, 30% up, is the testosterone in the semen. Something like that. You got the point? Okay? Anak siya. Okay? So any questions so far for the women? Estrogen. Okay, like that. It's gonna be for the women. Estrogen plus testosterone or the sperm cell, it will become a baby. Providing both of you are productive, fertile in the combination of the haploid cells and the chromosomes or the gametes. These gametes, gametes is the reproductive cells and reproductive tissues, fertility. So if your gametes is defective, then problem you cannot produce a baby. You are infertile and baog, something like that. Okay, some chemicals can cause unproductive. You are exposed in the laboratory because there are also chemicals that can cause bao or infertility of the woman or a boy, something like that. Okay, so that is also exposure to the environment, right? So it could be under lifestyle because your lifestyle is already in the laboratory for how many years? Okay, so it's under lifestyle, right? Because lifestyle is not limited only to the food you eat. Lifestyle regarding with your talent, regarding in your work, how you frequently do the task in your life. So this lifestyle. Okay? So if you sing, you always sing. If you love to dance, you always dance. If you like to write report, you always write report. If you love to talk, you love to talk always. If you're exposed in the laboratory for how many years, that's also your life there. So that's part of lifestyle. Okay? You get the point. Not only referring to food. Food intake is also a lifestyle. Okay? The food intake and the drinks intake. Okay, so three main causes na siya. Lifestyle, gene cells changes, and the hormonal changes. Okay, sa prostate cancer. Lifestyle, because for example, another very important, because you keep on doing sexual intercourse with different partners. So it will develop prostate cancer. You get the point? So it's gonna be like that because your testosterone will become lesser and lesser and lesser because all are released. Something like that for how many years? Lunok na lang. Because your testosterone has very low level, and again, as I told you, low levels of testosterone also can cause diseases known as hypogonadism and the functional testosterone deficiency. Okay, but it's in the lower part. not on the higher part. But for the younger people, they are on the higher part pa, mag-gigil pa sila, whatever, something like that, okay, because they have an average to high testosterone level. You get the point? So that's why this is not common. This is rare chronic disease, something like that. In fact, this is not an acute disease that can be treated immediately. You get the point? Not a stomach ache, a headache, a fever, a cough that it will just disappear after 1 week, after 2 weeks if you just take the paracetamols, the syrups, the medicines like that. It's not like that. It's not true with this prostate cancer. Okay, because it's another thing, and you will suffer a lot because you will feel painful in your scrotum. As I grow in the anatomy, the scrotum is a venue where your two eggs lying inside. That's a scrotum. You got the point? And there's also inside the scrotum there are like a tissue. No, that is a vein, something like ugat that will hold the egg. The egg is basically the testes or the testicles, like that. It's known as epididymis. This one, epididymis. Okay, if your epididymis will be damaged, your egg will be going down, and then it can cause also prostate cancer. Okay, so because you cannot receive the testosterone level anymore because the egg is very lower. It's interconnected talaga siya. That's why you need to be extra careful. Okay, so you should be, you got the point. So the two eggs inside the scrotum, and then there's a penis here, something like that. Okay, so you have to take care of your reproductive organ, right? You got the point. So actually, this topic is highly sensitive, but we cannot avoid because this is part of science. Okay, we should be highly scientific to understand things around us, something like that. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. You can share, you can like, and you can click down below in my comment section or whatever, notification bell, and you can subscribe to my YT channel if you want. And then thank you so much. See you later. Bye bye. God bless everybody. Remember, Jesus loves us, you, and me wherever we are. Thank you so much. Bye bye. God bless. Nakakaloka. O, di ba?